Fala pessoal, de boa, continuando a nossa gameplay do Starfield de onde paramos. E bom, estamos continuando aqui com as missões, né, da indústria Ryujin. E bora lá seguir em frente com mais uma missão aqui. Legal demais essa área, hein, mano. Bem bonita. Agora a gente precisa entrar nessa sala aqui.
Name and appointment. Confirmed. Ularu is wrapping up a meeting with Genevieve. You can wait here or in the lobby area. I'll let you know when she's ready to see you. I see Imogene Salso is supposed to be with you.
I'm right here, Maeve.
Good. It should just be a moment. Well, sooner than I thought. Looks like Ularu's ready now.
God, Ularu, is that always your response? I don't want another PR mess on my hands.
Yes, Viv, because you're too good at your job. Now, we can talk details later. My next appointment's here.
Fine, but you can break this news to Alexis at our next meeting.
I've got my eye on you.
Good. You're finally here. The one I've been hearing so much about. I'm Ularu Chen, head of operations here at Ryujin. So tell me, what do you think of your new job so far? Simply put, our goal is to ensure the success of this company and keep things running smoothly. We supply our various departments with whatever resources they need in order to meet expectations to achieve this. It's much easier said than done, believe me. And that's an answer. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. At least I can assume you're not out to tell me what I want to hear, which is somewhat refreshing. Now, my dear Jeannie here says you've been through the basics of what we do and pulled off success every time.
5 successful standard assignments and 1 specialized.
And on top of all that, a flawless record. It's no wonder they love you up here. I happen to have a personal assignment that I'd like to send you on. One that involves meeting up with an outside contact. Jeannie seems to think you're more than capable of handling it.
She's the best operative I've ever hired.
Let's not forget the only operative you've ever hired. Meeting with outside contacts isn't always as straightforward as your past assignments. Some can be fickle or demanding, so you'll need to decide how to handle them and what decisions to make on the fly. I'd use the word trust loosely. We maintain a relationship of sorts. Those who come through get paid, and those who don't, well, they won't live to regret it. Good, because if not, I can't imagine we have much use for you here at Ryujin. Your contact is Simon Rychek. He claims to have information on a new project that Infinity Ltd is working on. He said it's a game changer that Ryujin would be especially interested in, so his asking price is the big thing to consider. Finance will reimburse up to 1,000 credits, so if you have negotiation skills, use them. Simon's been working with us for years, so he'll pose no threat to you. He's paranoid, which is why I assume he's never been caught. But his information is typically worth it. Now, in order to confirm your identity, Simon prefers code phrases. I'll let Jeannie give you the details on this one because the concept is just beneath me.
Simon is into sports, so he enjoys any opportunity to talk about them. At some point, he'll casually say, Looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year. You get to respond with, Razor Derby is the only real sport. Got it?
Oh my god, you corporate types never cease to amuse me. Now I feel like I'm trapped in some kind of spy thriller B-movie.
According to Simon Ryujin, it's the only real sport in the galaxy. But if you want a lesson in sports, just ask him. Movies are more my thing when it comes to entertainment. They're a batball team that sucks. They have about as much chance of winning the Universal Championship as Aurora does of going legal outside of Neon. Simon despises batball though, which is why he crafted that response you give in return. You'll find him in Sidonia, so I hope your ship's fueled. Just look for him above the Lux condos in the plaza.
You spoke very highly of this one, Jeannie. Let's hope she doesn't make a liar out of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to take care of.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Beleza, né? Então, bora lá. A gente vai ter que viajar ali pra Sidonia, que fica em Marte, certo? E aí a gente vai ter que encontrar ali uma pessoa, né? Pra gente tentar obter as informações dele, certo? Que fica aqui bem no cantinho, já tem a marcação, então é só você ir direto nele e conversar.
Sidonia, what a dump. You lost? Or just come to ask an out-of-work miner how his day's going? Only good thing worth talking about these days is sports. Speaking of, looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year. Not a sports fan, huh? Why don't you take a hike? You're damn right it is. I heard they were sending someone new. Nice to see you made it. I have information on a deal being proposed between Infinity Ltd and Deimos Stockyards. It's my belief that your employers would be highly interested in the details. So I'm upping my price. It's steep, yes. But that is why I'm also offering a little side job if you can't pay up.
Oh, that's a bit of a steep price for the information. I think you're overreaching.
Glad you see reason. As you may guess, being an informant is not without its risks. I've heard there's a merc in Saturn's orbit who'd like to cross my name off her list. Milai Liskova. If you take her out and bring me her gun as proof, I'll consider my fee to be waived. Liskova has a sentimental attachment to that gun. Even named it Ember. She'd never just hand it over. It saved her life once or twice. Seems whenever it falls into enemy hands, it has a tendency to backfire or jam. On top of that, she's superstitious, which makes the gun all the more precious to her. She's a freelance mercenary, used to work for Inception Technologies. But she likes her independence, so she went into business for herself. She specializes in killing for the right price. So before you get any second thoughts, you should think of it as doing the settled systems a favor.
Now wait a moment. I don't believe murdering bounty hunters was included with the corporate job description.
You're doing me a tremendous favor. Just know she won't go down easily, so be prepared. Malai's ship is called the Datura, and like I said, you can find her in orbit around Saturn. Just remember to bring the gun back as proof.
Beleza, né? Então a gente vai ali fazer um serviço pra ele. O problema ali de você utilizar um companion nessas missões é que nem todas as opções que você escolher vai, né, dar empatia pro companion ali. Tem esse detalhe.
That's bad enough. State your business or I open fire. That's more like it. So, tell me what you're doing here. I'll decide whether or not to strip you for salvage. I'm looking for a lot of people, and none of them are any business of yours. Oh yeah? From what? Yours the only thing around here that looks like a threat to me. So, give me one good reason why I shouldn't feed you to the void. If you think I'm answering any questions, think again. Simon will never stop. The man will hold a grudge until his dying breath. What are you, a therapist? It's none of your business. I admit, it'd be nice to be able to relax a bit. Perhaps, but just how do you propose we manage that? Because I intend on staying very much alive. I have my ways. Is that part of your plan? He wants the very thing that protects my life. Of course he does. He knows I would never... All right. You can have Ember. But you'll have to come aboard to get her. You have my word, you won't be harmed. For whatever that's worth.
I'm impressed. Simon managed to find someone with guts to come after me. I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that he wants Ember as proof of this. He knows I'd never part with her. We were a thing for a while. Until the coward sold me out. I'm sure he regrets it, considering I survived the attempt on my life. And now, I live to blackmail him and make his life a living hell. So if Simon told you I wanted him dead, it's a lie. I want him very much alive. And suffering. The first time Ember and I met, she was pointed right at me. And then backfired on the gloating bastard who thought he'd won. She saved my life more times than I care to remember. In my line of work, we're always in and out of the fire, if you know what I mean. Oh, will you? You really think I'd let you just waltz onto my ship and I'd hand her over? If you knew anything about me, you'd know honesty isn't my strong suit. The only truth here is that I've intended to kill you since the moment you set foot on my ship. Your ship, of course. I'd hate to risk damaging something I could easily sell. Plus, this way I can simply climb aboard to see if there's anything of value, rather than have to sift through debris. Any access cards I need, I can just take off your dead body. I'm pretty sure I've already made up my mind. I suppose you have a point. I already have enough targets on me as it is. You make a good point. If you manage to find me, you certainly know who I am. And I don't know a thing about you. Okay, fine. You've compelled me to hold up my end of the deal after all. You get Ember, I'll disappear. Besides, I like to think of this as just a temporary arrangement. She's always found her way back to me before. Why should this time be any different? I already gave you Ember, and the truth is, you don't. Something you may want to keep in mind next time you make a deal with a total stranger. Oh, don't worry. I see this as some well-needed, dare I say, deserved time off. I'm looking forward to the fresh start. I guess Simon chose wisely. For once. Now get off my ship. I've got an identity to arrange and a vacation to plan.
Seguindo a missão dessa forma aqui, uma coisa bem legal é que você pode sentar no assento do piloto da nave dela, tá? E aí, para aproveitar e ganhar uma recompensa extra, além dessa missão aqui já vai te dar, você pode pousar essa nave aqui lá em Marte, em Sidônia, tá? Porque aí, o que isso vai causar? Você vai ganhar a nave da Tura diretão dela, tá? Para você utilizar. Então, é uma grana extra. Fora que a Brasa, que é essa pistola aí que, querendo ou não, é uma pistola única também, será sua ao completar essa missão, beleza?
Look who survived the devil herself. Well, either that or you decided to pay up. Things aren't as easy when there's a history to consider. A moment's hesitation or slip in judgment is just a bullet in the brain. I haven't given it much thought. The truth is, I never thought I'd see it. The only thing I know for sure is that I'm sure as hell not going to use it. We loved each other. For a time. But when you're in our line of work, relationships become the best weapon to hold against you. I betrayed her, and her brother paid the price. It's not something I'm proud of.
Not something you're proud of? You should be completely mortified. How could you do that to Malai?
I gave her name up to the UC in order to save my own ass. I already knew my escape route, so I thought it was harmless. I'd just wipe her files on the way out. I never thought they'd act on the information immediately. And Malai never forgave me. Let's hope it's finally possible. It's strange. I always imagined I'd be happy knowing she's gone. Perhaps I've been running so long now that it will just take time for the relief to set in. You know, why don't you keep that gun of hers? I think it's time I left the past behind. Yes, let's. Enough about the past. The information I have is on a deal for something called Project Dominion. I'm giving you 2 slates. They contain surveillance and interaction data for Stanley McMillan, the Infinity rep, that I obtained myself. I'm also giving you a 3rd slate because you're going to need to download the files on Project Dominion off his computer yourself. Best guess is it has something to do with Infinity getting into the neuroamp business. Stanley Macmillan seemed to think Ryujin would be the one company threatened by this news, so their entry must involve something big. Getting information is what you people do. I'm just a lowly, yet very well paid informant, here to point you in the right direction. Nice doing business with you.
Com isso, a gente tem ali dois códices, um para essa leitura, como padrão eu sempre deixo aí na tela para vocês, e o outro é um áudio.
What the hell are you doing in this dump of a city anyway? You draw the short stick at work or what? Infinity sent me to get Deimos to bite on a deal. He's even got a catchy code name. Project Dominion. Sounds like world domination to me, buddy. I'd buy into that in a heartbeat. Right? I'm telling you, this Project Dominion is the real deal. We ought to be selling this to Inception or Quantum. Hell, you should be in the Astro Lounge making Ryujin Industries beg for that tech. Ha! That'd be the greatest irony of them all, but not this baby. Dominion is finally gonna put Infinity first. We'll beat Ryujin at their own game.
Beleza, e agora a gente precisa obter ali os arquivos do projeto, certo? Então bora lá. É bem simples aqui, tá na cidade mesmo, o computador tá ali. E agora a gente precisa, né, com o padrão, invadir o computador. Vai ter uma tranca ali pra gente resolver, coisa simples aí também, certo? A apresentação aqui vai ter uma outra tranca para resolver. E aí depois disso fica tudo liberado pra gente ali, certo? Baixar os arquivos já completa o objetivo da missão. E aí a gente tem todas aquelas outras informações aí dentro do computador que, como padrão, eu sempre deixo aí na tela para quem quiser dar uma lida e saber mais também ali da história envolvendo tudo por trás aí, beleza?
Well, that took longer than expected. I hope whatever information Simon had was worth it. Project Dominion? That can't be right. Give me a moment to run a decryption. Let's see. Got the key, deciphering, and done. Well, well, well. Looks like our friend Simon wasn't joking. Project Dominion isn't an Infinity LTD prototype. It's one of ours. They didn't even bother to scrub the name. Meaning someone never thought they'd get caught. Come with me. Masako needs to hear about this.
I've got my eye on you.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
Hey,
Ularu? What is this about? Who is this?
This is our latest junior operative. I sent her on an assignment to rendezvous with an informant. But here's the real news. Infinity Ltd. has gotten their hands on Project Dominion.
Impossible.
Not only that, they're trying to sell it under their own name.
Of course they are. We need fines to investigate this immediately. Since you found this information, I am trusting you to help investigate. You see, Project Dominion is confidential. It requires a high security clearance to even know it exists. If Infinity Ltd. has obtained any information on it, that means we have a very well-connected mole within our corporation. I suppose, since we're trusting you in this investigation, I can give you some details. Project Dominion is our latest advancement in neuroamp technology. Our current neuroamps are all external devices, but Project Dominion would be the first surgically implanted internal neuroamp on the market. The project itself was nearing completion, which is why exposing the mole is of utmost importance. We can't allow any more research to fall into their hands. Because you exposed this information, I have little reason to suspect you. That won't mean you'll be exempt from investigation, of course.
My goodness, Ryujin has a mole problem. Huh. And here I thought your screening process would weed those individuals out. Such a shame.
Exactly. I want you to go see Dalton Fines, our Chief Security Officer. I'll send him the details. You've brought an enormous security violation to our attention, so I trust your help in any way possible. And thank you. Some operatives may have seized this as an opportunity for extortion. It's good to know your loyalty lies with us.
Don't screw this up. I've fired people for less.
Dalton.
Ah, the lovely Miss Amada. How can I help?
Cut the crap, Dalton. I'm sending an operative your way, along with some files to your computer.
I'll be ready.
Not for this one, but I trust you'll get it done.
Good, you're here. So, thanks to your work in Sidonia, I'm told someone here has leaked information on Project Dominion to our adversaries at Infinity Ltd. A mole within the company means a failing in my department. We're initiating Security Directive Theta, which means a full sweep of every employee in this building, Masako and myself included. Directive Theta allows for a third party to conduct the sweep. This way, the results can be objective. We certainly are. Directive Theta has one unique case, and that's Ularu Chen. The directive calls for a specialized programmer known as Nix to investigate her, but he'll need your assistance for an unusual assignment. Ularu has the ability to thwart any investigation, so it's imperative she knows nothing about this directive. Her knowledge and talents are why she's the Chief of Operations, so she is the best equipped to evade detection. We don't deal in trust here. Think more in terms of mutual benefit and leverage. And in this case, it's mutual benefit. Nyx will be giving you a program to run on Ularu's computer that will pull any data needed to prove her guilty or innocent. Your job is to infiltrate Ryujin Tower as an anonymous outsider in order to run this program completely off the books. This means your keycard will be turned off, and the security guards in the building will consider you to be trespassing. We employ over 100 members of our security team who rotate floors and shifts. It's possible you'll be recognized, but even so, my orders will be strict. Authorized security personnel only. And you certainly won't qualify, making you an immediate suspect. If you get caught, the guards will follow standard procedure and lock you up in a cell for questioning. Provided you don't provoke them. And I strongly advise against provoking them. These are your fellow employees. We want this to go as smoothly as possible. Directive Theta requires utmost secrecy for success. We don't know what connections the mole may have, so we can't risk informing our security team. At least one of us is. In the meantime, I'll ensure all non-essential employees, Ularu included, have left the building, claiming routine security maintenance. During that time, I'll be unlocking access to the tower's ventilation system, which you can utilize to help avoid detection. I'm also issuing you a disruptor, which should help in avoiding casualties should a worst-case scenario turn up. Ularu doesn't know about Directive Theta, but she'll fully expect a building closure while we investigate. As far as she knows, it's standard procedure, one that she no doubt has already made accommodations for. This is why we're bringing in a third party. She won't be expecting to go up against Neon's best. And it's also why secrecy is of utmost importance. Not even our own security detail can know, in case the information leaks. It concerns me that you don't know. A disruptor is a non-lethal weapon. Our subsidiary, Arboron, makes an excellent one that I'll be issuing you. It will stun your target, giving you a chance to get away, but you'll only have so much time before the effects wear off.
I'll keep a watchful eye and make certain your employee doesn't go on some kind of rampage.
Good. No one can know about this, not even our own guards. So stealth will be of utmost importance. In fact, as much as I appreciate the words of your associate here, you may be better off heading in alone. Any precautions to mitigate risk should be taken. You'll meet Nyx at Madame Sauvage's place. He knows Directive Theta has been enacted.
Então agora o bagulho vai ficar doido, né, filho? Porque a gente vai ter que invadir a nossa própria empresa de trabalho, mano.
You got an appointment? 'Cause if not, consider this area reserved. Only when I meet someone for the first time. I like to meet strangers in public for safety reasons. I'm sure you get it, so why not in my favorite bar? Wow, nice to meet you too. Good thing you aren't with marketing. I've written up a program just for the occasion, but as Ryujin knows, it's yours for either a price or a favor. And should he? Nothing's for free, you know. Cost is a given. While you're snooping around in the tower, I just need you to hit up one more workstation on the way. It's Camden Cho's. Just run the same program on the slate I'll give you, and you're good. It's that simple. That's between me and another client. But you can bet if someone wants something in old Camden, it's not because they like him. Let's just say, it's nothing beyond something that Ryujin would do to anyone else.
So you'd just casually rat out another Ryujin employee? Just like that? Huh. Does loyalty mean nothing to you?
I hoped you'd see it that way. Like I said with Camden, all you've got to do is run this little beauty on Ilaru Chen's computer, and the program will take care of the rest. Once you're done, bring the slate back to me at my place. Whatever encryption Ilaru has is bound to take some real work, more than my little setup here can handle. It's nice to see you know more than just sneaking around and talking a good game. Here's the slate. I'll be waiting.
Beleza, então a gente tá liberado ali para encontrar um jeito de entrar lá na nossa própria empresa, porque essa investigação é uma investigação secreta nela mesmo. E bora lá, né? A gente precisa acionar esse botão aqui agora para liberar o caminho pra gente ali, ó, através do container. Vamos pular com cuidado aqui para não dar bosta, como sempre. Beleza. Só tomar cuidado aqui, porque a queda é grande, viu, filho? É grande, mano. E aqui tá a porta, né? Padrão. Conseguimos entrar, então. Agora eu já deixei a Sarah parada ali, depois eu busco ela. Porque é uma missão furtiva. E levar ela pode dar bosta. Se fosse a Andreja, até poderia dar bom. Mas é umas missões aqui meio complicada. E o furtivo aqui, mano, é forte, velho. Porque a chance de dar merda, mano, é muito grande. Vou dar uma olhadinha nessa porta primeiro. Não dá pra interagir, porém a gente já tem visão de um guarda ali. Ah, é ali que entra, ó. Vamos subir então. É na tubulação. É um painel. É bom utilizar, né? Beleza. Ninguém viu nada. Opa, tá bem escuro. Isso vai nos ajudar. Ó o guarda ali, ó. Vou passar, mano, sarrando a parede aqui pelo cantinho, que é o jeito. Tá bem escuro. Então, ajuda bastante a progredir. Carai. Pera aí, o guarda vai ficar ali ainda? Então eu vou passar já. Ficar na moral. Atrás do pilar aqui. Vou pro outro. Aparentemente a gente está bem tranquilo até o momento. Deixa eu invadir esse computador aqui. Claro que a gente poderia atacar o foda-se ali e fazer a missão dando bala em todo mundo, mas não é o intuito da missão, tá? Temos que lembrar isso. A missão ela pede um modo mais furtivo ali, para pelo menos você pegar todas as recompensas e sem ter tanto trabalho. é o que a gente vai procurar fazer, tá? Passamos pelos dois guardas. Tem que ativar o robozinho ali, senão ia dar merda, eu tenho certeza. E vamos subir as escadas agora. Beleza, né? Então, vamos seguindo em frente. Aproveitei ali pra dar um save também, porque é o seguinte, mano. Essas missões aqui, a chance de dar bosta é grande, tá? Principalmente, ó, não é por aqui não. Principalmente pra quem não tiver ali o furtivo no talo, você entendeu? Porque aquilo, é o recomendado você fazer essa missão no furtivo? Cara, pode ser o jeito mais rápido de tu fazer. Principalmente se ainda estiver jogando, mano, na última dificuldade ali, né? Porque a quantidade de guarda que deve ter aqui dentro é enorme. E claro, fora as recompensas também, né? Se você quiser fazer ali do modo da própria missão, e o que ela pede mesmo é o modo furtivo, evitando ali a maior quantidade de problemas possíveis, né? Claro que é desafiador ainda assim, tá? Por enquanto não é uma coisa tão complicada, tem seus meios ali de tomar os devidos cuidados e ainda assim passar. Mas, mano, eu já posso adiantar que teve missão aqui que eu tive que ficar repetindo a área uma quantidade bem legal, viu? Até pegar o jeito ali da furtividade, porque o bagulho tava louco. Eu acho que não é por aqui não. Eu vou pro outro lado primeiro, pra dar uma olhada, pera aí. Porque deve ter uns caminhos aqui melhores, tá ligado? Pra gente descer e seguir em frente, mano. Aqui parece ser o que? O refeitório? Eu acho que é ele mesmo que nós vai ter que descer. O problema é que tem mais caminho. Eu vou dar uma olhada pra ver aonde esse corredor aqui vai dar. Só pra mim ter uma noção ali básica, né? Que vai que é um caminho melhor a gente pegar ali, né? Tem que olhar tudo. Mas tem um vidro ali. Não tá parecendo ser uma sala muito legal, mano. Eu acho que eu vou voltar lá pro refeitório mesmo e descer por ali, viu? Ali é um lugar mais aberto, mano. Dá pra gente pensar no que fazer. Fora que a direção também do objetivo tá pra lá, né? Então, ó, o mais próximo deve ser essa descida aqui. Eu vou dar um save ali no cantinho também, né? Por precaução, porque senão vai que dá merda. Pelo menos dessa forma aí, caso dê alguma bosta, eu consigo voltar daqui e prosseguir ali também, né? Com a missão, né? Sem ficar retornando muito longe. Já tem alguém que tava olhando pra cá já, ó. Quase deu ruim. Ih, rapaz, pera aí. Eita puta merda. Eu já fui ali porque eu falei, mano, vai que vai vir um guarda ali, não sei, né, velho? E veio mesmo. Ainda bem que eu tava esperto, mano. Vamos ficar na moral, esperando ele ali fazer o caminho de volta. Aí a gente vai atrás dele pra avançar. Não estamos muito longe ali de um dos objetivos. Mas ainda assim a gente não pode vacilar, né, mano? A gente vai atrás dele ali. Faz aqui a tranca da porta e invade a sala ali. Aproveitando aqui também, a gente vai dar uma olhadinha no computador, né? Vamos passar o arquivo ali da missão, tranquilo. E agora a gente também tem ali, ó, o espaço de trabalho que vai ter uma tranca pra gente resolver para obter ali as informações. Não faz parte da missão, porém, né? A gente sempre mostra tudo aí o que tiver disponível de informação na hora que a gente tá completando a missão. Então, essa daqui é mais uma informação que eu vou deixar passando para vocês aí na tela. Beleza, né? Então, vamos embora. Aqui, a gente precisa esperar o guarda voltar da posição dele, tá? Claro que eu dei um corte ali porque ele demorou bem mais aqui, certo? Que eu fiquei olhando ali em linha reta pro corredor. Então ele demorou uma cotinha a mais ali, né? Então eu dei um corte imperceptível ali pra ele já passar na frente logo e a gente conseguir seguir ali o caminho. E a gente volta pra tubulação e continuar seguindo em frente com o nosso próximo objetivo agora, que tá no andar de cima ali. Na tubulação, não necessariamente você precisa andar ali em modo furtivo, dá pra ir na moral, mas, né, dependendo da situação ali, você fazer um barulhinho um pouquinho mais alto pode dar ruim. Então eu prefiro ir na manha. Bom, o nosso caminho acaba aqui, né? Então, é o jeito. Ô, caceta. Aí, porra. Aqui dá pra passar diretão, sem ter tantos problemas. O guarda vai estar olhando pra lá, vai ter um lá em cima também, mas é de boa. Veio no furtivo, subiu ali e acabou. A gente já passa diretão. Aqui é bem escuro, vai ter que ligar a lanterna. Um pouquinho. Cara, me perdi, peraí. Ah, é pra cima. Agora a gente vai ter um robô fazendo uma ronda ali. A gente precisa ele passar pra direita ali. Né, que ele estiver no meio do caminho, a gente já, né, na moralzinha e reto lá, ó, em direção ao objetivo. Aí, ó, já dá pra... Aí, cara, enrosquei. O guarda dali vai estar entrando na sala. Ó, o guarda foi pra lá. Então a gente pode subir as escadas aqui. O rolê correto mesmo é subir as escadas e você já fazer ali o esquema de uma vez só, né? Que é subir naquela tubulação ali enquanto o guarda tá naquela posição. Eu ainda dei uma vacilada e eu só fui reparar isso depois, olhando melhor ali pra movimentação do guarda, tá? Porque dá pra você ir diretão e já subir ali. Porque eu vim aqui pelo canto, dei um save, aí eu fiz uns testes e já viu, né? Beleza, né? Então, seguindo aqui, eu esperei ali o guarda ir pra posição dele lá de novo, né? Porque o meu já tinha se movido, ó. E aí dá pra gente tranquilamente subir ali, né? Se eu tivesse vindo diretão, do jeito que eu subi a escada e já embicado o personagem aqui pra pular e subir, nós já tinha passado isso daqui diretão, tá? Mas tá bom, é coisa que acontece, né? Primeira vez fazendo a missão ali, a gente vai vendo as opções que temos aí disponíveis para conseguir seguir em frente e completar ela também. Certo, aí a gente chegou no final da tubulação ali. O que que tem pra cá? Acabou? Ah, tem a vigona aqui, ó. Uma viga gigantona. Vou mandar nela mesmo. Na moral, ela passa diretão pro outro lado ali. Ó os guardas lá embaixo. Entramos em outra tubulação, bora. Certo, antes de prosseguir, a gente tem um painel aqui, ó, pra passar através da tranca e desativar a luz desse andar também. Aqui a gente já conhece bem, né? Só tomar cuidado e ir beirando a parede ali, porque quanto mais longe a gente ficar dos guardas, melhor vai ser pra gente passar. Porque com certeza tem guarda por aí. Estamos chegando agora finalmente no nosso objetivo pra encerrar essa missão aqui, porque tá foda. Vixe, olha onde já tem um guarda ali. Eita caramba. Deixa eu tentar passar atrás dele. Tem uma sala aqui também, mas eu não vou nem entrar nela para não dar bosta. Ah, guarda, aí você tá me tirando que tu veio pra cá, né? Mas tá bom, facilitou pra mim passar reto lá. E é isso. Finalmente a gente chegou no nosso objetivo. Vou dar uma olhadinha aqui ao redor. Nem vou ver aquele cofre ali, pelo amor de Deus. Vamos dar uma olhada no computador. Completamos o objetivo da missão. A gente tem ali o espaço de trabalho, né? Onde vai ter uma tranca pra gente resolver. E teremos mais algumas informações aqui também, que eu vou deixar na tela. Quem quiser dar uma lida com calma, pausa o vídeo e vai lendo tudo aí também. E agora é hora da gente meter o pé daqui, né? Vamos entrar ali, ó, na tubulação de novo. Ai, caramba, pera que eu tenho que dar uma olhadinha nessa mochila aqui depois, porque eu tô com aquela de impulso que é mais altão lá. E aí, vou te falar, viu? Pra algumas coisas é uma bosta. E aqui praticamente é a saída, tá? Ufa! Agora é só descer as escadas ali, fazer o caminho de descer aqui, né? E encontrar o Nix lá no apartamento dele. Aqui já não tem mais nenhum problema, vamos dizer assim.
Make yourself at home. Just don't take any souvenirs while you're here. So, you made it. Guess Ryujin security really is slipping. Just brimming with confidence, aren't you? But I've seen your work in the trade tower, so I'll at least give you some credit. Now, I'll take that program back that I gave you, and let's give the data a look.
All of that money at their disposal and a cutting-edge megacorp like Ryujin can't prevent a hacker from leeching their data. Unbelievable.
The program I gave you to run on Ularu's computer basically opens an all-access backdoor for me. I can see everything and anything, so let's take a look. First, I'll just save off Mr. Cho's info. My client will very much appreciate that. Now on to Ms. Chen. Ularu has some impressive encryption on her files. Not that I can't crack it, of course. Circumventing protections, running decryption. This should just take a moment now. Damn, I'm good. That went faster than I thought. I'm saving several files to a slate for Dalton, including access history and anything related to Project Dominion. Adding in new encryption for him as well, so he's the only one that can view these. And done. You're all set. Dalton's going to be busy with this one. I've got the new encrypted slate. Let me tell you, it looks like fun times ahead for Ryujin. Technically, I'm not supposed to look, but it's kind of hard to not see what's going on while running all my software. Since you came through on your end, let's just say that slate isn't going to paint the best picture for Ms. Imogene Salzo. But bear in mind, you're dealing with some pretty talented people when it comes to falsifying information. I can be sure because I know my business. But like anything, evidence alone can't tell the full story. The rest is up to you and Dalton to piece together. And don't be too sure about that. Imogene was practically raised in the corporate underworld. I'd almost guarantee there's intent behind everything she does. Here's the slate. As usual, always a pleasure doing business with Ryujin.
Is it done? I assume you were successful. I didn't get any incident reports last night, so I applaud your work. It will be handled once this mess is cleared up. Now, let's see what we have here. I didn't think it was possible. But someone's been accessing Ularu's files remotely. It's quite a complicated trace, too. I'm impressed Nix was able to track all of this. Damn. And there's our culprit. Imogene Salzo, Senior Operations Specialist, and one of the few I had in mind for who could pull this off. Well, the motive could be anything. Credits, grudges, even boredom. Either that, or she's highly displeased with someone at the company.
Imogene? She doesn't seem the type. But maybe that's her tactic. If she had me thinking that way, perhaps it proves that she's a master manipulator.
Well, before we make any harsh decisions, I'll need to question her myself. I want you to head to her office and escort her here. We have to make sure she doesn't try anything before I have a chance to speak with her. If she runs, the guilt will be apparent. and you'll have no choice but to dispose of her. As much as I'd like you to subdue her and bring her in, Imogen would never allow it. She knows what fate lies ahead for those who betray this corporation and get caught. I just want to avoid a scene. Sending you keeps the rumor mill at bay. Don't put anything past her. When you're dealing with corporate workers, discerning the truth from the lies is the hardest part.
Beleza, pessoal, completamos mais uma missão aí, então vou terminando o vídeo por aqui. No próximo a gente continua, esse já ficou bem grande. Valeu, falou!